I'm gonna start recording now. Now comes a very interesting. Second, do I need this? HF? No, I'll just remove this one. All right. Now comes the next tutorial, working with local files. And working with local files has to do with file sets. You can explore and learn about the library. So there is this lib.file set. And I think this library was written by Infinicil, right? So if you Google like file set and NixOS, no, I actually Googled file set and Infinicil, because this will be this. I'm really excited about this NixDev tutorial because there is an issue open on. Look at this, source filtering with file sets. Silvan Mosberger, so that's Infinicil. Wow, sponsored by Antithesis, distributed systems reliability testing experts. I've developed a new library to filter local files in Nix, which I'd like to introduce. All right, that'd be nice to write like a library. I think that's kind of what's nice to me. I don't know, like programming. It's almost like you are not programming with values, but you're just programming with functions. And that's kind of nice, right? Okay, this post requires some familiarity with Nix and its language. By the way, Twig is wonderful. Anyway, so if you don't know what Nix is yet, take a look first. Take a look first, it's pretty neat. Nice. In this post, we're going to look at what source filtering is, why it's useful, why a new library was needed for it, and the basics of the new library. This post notably won't really teach you a lot about the new library. That's what the official tutorial and the reference documentation is for. We have the tutorial, right? But if you'd like to know some background and motivation, please read on. Why filter sources? I guess I want some background. Yeah, give me some background. You most likely have across this pattern. Standard MK derivation, source, stuff. Well, not really, but I think I understand this so far. This is the basis for Nix expression to build a project in a local directory. There's a lot of magic to make this work, but we'll focus on just few aspects. Bar some exceptions, attributes passed to standard environment MK derivations are automatically turned into environment variables that are available to the derivation builder. The relative path expression, so this is the thingy, is turned into a string of the form nixstore hashname by hashing the contents of the directory that Nix file is in and adding it to the Nix store. We end up with a store derivation whose environment variables include source nixstore hashname. To get more info on how all of this works, see the documentation on derivations. This generally does work with the big caveat that all files in the local directory are copied into the Nix store and become a dependency of the derivation. I see. So this means that changing any file will cause the resulting derivation to change, making Nix unable to reuse previous build results. For example, if you just format your Nix files, format them. What does that mean? If you just format your Nix files, Nix will have to build the project's derivation again. Formatting. Nix formatting. Oh, like, yeah, like if you put like a white space and it will, yeah, this has to do again with the content address derivations where this thing would not happen, right? Standard Nix format, Nix formatter team. Yeah, it's like, you know, where do you put spaces? How do you format your code? Okay, so where's the twig? Where's the twig? If you have secrets, if you have secret files, yeah, you have to build it again. If you like even put a white space, you have to build it again, which is unfortunate. Well, like a waste. If you have secret files in your local directory, they get added to the Nix store too, making them readable by any user on the system. That's not good. Yeah, I'm still not sure how does it work with secret files, right? If you use experimental new Nix CLI with Flakes and Git in a current version of Nix, only files tracked by Git will be available to Nix, so this generally won't be a problem. Yes, that's with Flakes. But be careful, if you don't use Git, the entire directory is always copied to the Nix store. Furthermore, experimental features may change over time. The hardcore way to filter sources. To address this, Nix comes with built-in path, which allows controlling how paths get added to the Nix store. Built-in path, the path to add to the store path, a function determining whether to include specific paths under. Filter, a path under. Path, the path type, directory, normal, symlink, unknown. That's the path type. Oh. The return value of this function indicates whether the path should be included or not. In this case, we always return true, meaning everything is included. True. That's the built-in path. While this interface looks straightforward, it's notoriously tricky to get it to do what you want. Let's give it a try and start with something trivial, say only including a single file in the current directory, default.nix. Default.nix, built-in path. Oh, he's already he's writing a default.nix file. Built-in path, filter path, type path, file. And then touch file, tree, Nix evaluate, 0 directories, 0 files. It doesn't work, we just get an empty directory. Oh. So file was created, and this was the path of the file. And tree, Nix eval, raw f, Nix store, filter. Well, okay. The problem here is that the filter function is not called with path values, but rather strings, and the equality operator always returns false when given two values of different types. Oh, fix this, we can use the built-in toString function, which converts path values to strings. Built-in path, filter, path type, path, toString file. Oh, tree, and then it works. Great, this works. Now let's try the same for dir file, directory file, string, mkdir, and touch dir file, tree, 0 directories, 0 files. This doesn't look right. Apparently this doesn't work for nested directories. The problem now is that the filter function first gets called on dir itself, and because dir file, it returns false, therefore excluding dir entirely. To fix this, we need to make sure the function recurses into the directories, which we can do by checking for type directory. Built-in path, filter, path type, return true for all directories, type directory. Wow, this goes beyond my head a bit. a bit. But what if there is another directory we don't care about? Another dir file. This worked. But so is the another dir, although it doesn't even contain any files. The function is tricky to use. I got that. Introducing the file set library. Let's compare this to the new file set library. So this is nice. Lib import fetch tarball channel plus lib. So he imports the library and lib file set to source. Root file set dir file. Tree dir file. Okay, this is much more straightforward and it does what you expect. But where's the file set here? The key here is that when the file set library expects to get a file set, but gets a path, it implicitly turns the path into a file set. So to the library, dir file is a file set containing just a single file, dir file, while dir would be will be a file set containing all files in the directory dir. That makes sense. It's almost like the nested subdirectories are sets, which kind of they are. They're not like, you know, categories, file sets in themselves. Yeah, sets are like file sets. The real power of this library, however, comes from the fact that the file sets behave just like mathematical sets, and it comes with some core functions to support that. All right. So these are the set, the union, intersection, and difference. So he implemented basically operations on mathematical sets. The union, like the Venn diagrams. Yeah, the Venn diagrams. The union, intersection, and difference. So these are the types of the union, intersection, and difference files. So this is like the A, but it's file set. Some other notable features are files are never added to the store unless explicitly requested by libfileset to source. Maximum laziness. Directories are never recursed into more than necessary. Actionable error messages in case something doesn't look right. Minimal assumptions. The library only relies on stable Nix features. It even works correctly with possible future changes to the behavior of Nix paths. But this is not the best place to teach you about the library. For that, head over to the official tutorial instead and check out the reference documentation. The file set library is going to be included in the upcoming 2311. If you encounter any problems using it, let me know in this tracking issue comparison. For completeness, we also need to look at previous related efforts and see how they compare to this library. Oh, this is nice. Shows he really did his homework. In Finicell, you do good your homework. Built-ins fetch kit, creating a store path from all gittract files. So it's very similar to libfileset gittract. However, it's tricky to further restrict or extend the set selected files, since the above filter-based approach wouldn't work on the store paths without some changes. I really like this. Like, he didn't just create a library, but he really did his homework. Like, he checked all the previous attempts. He described them here. He described what they do and what are the pros and cons, right? Look, it's tricky to do this. And he improved on all of this. So he's really functional, right? Lib sources clean source uses clean source with underneath, filtering out some of the most common unwanted files automatically. The file set library doesn't yet have a good replacement for this, but there is libfileset from source, which you can use to convert any lib sources based value to a file set, right? Source by regex. While source files by Suffices is not bad, the interface of source by regex is rather clunky and error prone. Hard to add more files to the result. Git ignore. Nix filter is a third-party lib sources wrapper. It wraps it with a nicer interface but suffers from some unclear semantics and compatibility issues. The file set library should serve as an improved replacement. And that's from Numtide, right? So Nix filter, that's from Numtide, a small self-contained source filtering lib. So there are already attempts to make a filtering lib. It's from Numtide. Status beta. When using Nix within a project, developers often use source for a project like this. Oh, the same problem, right? This is from Jonas Zimbarem. This works but has an issue. On each build, Nix will copy the whole project source code into Nix store, including the Git folder and any temporary files left over by the editor. So this is a long-standing thing. It's not like he in Finicell invented something, because I really love that he's so engaged with Nix in so many levels. And when you are really doing it every day like that, engage with it, you know, I'm not saying it's not hard to solve things, but you know, the more you play with it, the better you see stuff what you're supposed to work on. You're like, yeah, the main workaround is to use built-in fetch kit. This project is a small library that makes it easy to filter in what files should go into Nix derivation example usage. Here's an example. So standard Nix filter, name, source, root, include. Works, exclude. Yeah, these are like the commands, include, exclude. It seems to me that, oh, include, exclude. This is kind of a simple, I guess it's, I don't know. I would have to study more. But just from the first overview, Infinity will use mathematical sets and the operations, which is a very functional solution. It's almost like you can encapsulate many types of operations if you just use those operations, like the union and the difference and intersection. Much more than this, include, exclude, because you might like include something but exclude this, and then you have to yeah. Built-in matchers. Oh, this is more like a really programmer thingy. Returns a function that matches the given file extension, directory, and directories. Ah, look at some types. Combines the result of two matchers into a new matcher. Combines the result of two matchers into a new matcher and or design nodes. The solution uses under the hood which ships with Nix. Oh, while traversing the file system. Because of that, it makes it difficult to implement recursive glob matchers. Interesting to really study. That's why NixFilter is asking the users to explicitly list all the folders that they want to include, and using only an exclude is not recommended. Add more matchers. Related projects. So is this still being, let's see if this has a lot of forks, a lot of stars, issues, opened up, ng, typo in description. So is this mentioning the file set library? Let's see, default.nix last year, 2 months ago, 8 months ago, expose lib as a functor. Let's see, the flake.nix, self-lib functor. Do we have functors? Wow. All right. And this is the RFC, Nix formatting. Okay, we don't need that. Nix packaging manual, file set functions. Yeah, so that's a third-party solution from Numtide. And I kind of like this libs file set. It's part of the Nix packages, right? But it's part of the lib. It's part of the lib, right? The Nix packages library of functions. That'd be really cool to write a library and solve stuff like this. That's something what like that's something what interests me at least. Okay, this is, how long is it? 18 minutes. Okay, so this is like a prep, like a introduction, conclusion. Let's see. We've seen that filtering sources can improve your Nix experience by avoiding unnecessary derivation rebuilds. While it was possible to filter sources before using built-in path functions and other approaches, there are many pitfalls. The lib file set library in comparison makes source filtering a breeze. In addition to a huge thanks to Antithesis, I'd like to thank Robert Hansing, he's cool. And Valentin Gagarin, he's cool too. Frikla Handwerk, yeah, from Twig. Help they're giving me during reviews. Specializing in NixOS modules and deployment. Internals and state-of-the-art improvement. For writing actual programs, he preferably uses Haskell, but can also use Bash if needed. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love Infinity. He's nice. He's kind, you know. He's kind. Yeah. All right. That's interesting. Tweak, Nix dev update, FOSDEM, Nix, community work. Keeps hosting the second part of the programming puzzle. That's interesting. Yeah. So, source filtering with file sets. Be the first to comment. Nothing on Reddit. There was a lobster. There was a source filtering with file sets. Very happy with how this turned out. Great work in Finicil. I've been doing the hardcore route for a while now as I've been testing out non-Git VCSs and I haven't found it too painful. Happy to see more awareness about filter though, as I've made a lot of expensive mistakes using a whole repo. Either stop using Git, Nix build, use Nix build path. All right. Yeah, log in. Did it save? No. Right. Nix packages. So let's do the tutorial, working with local files. All right. To build a local project in a Nix derivation, source files must be accessible to its builder executable. Since by default, the builder runs in an isolated environment that only allows reading from the Nix store, the Nix language has built-in features to copy local files to the store and expose the resulting store paths. Unless these features directly can be tricky, however, coercion of paths to strings, such as widespread pattern of source dot/dot, make the derivation dependent on the name of the current directory. Furthermore, it always adds the entire directory to the store, including unneeded files, which causes unnecessary new builds when they change the built-in path function, and equivalently libsource's clean source with can address these problems. However, it's often hard to express the desired path selection using the filter function interface. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use Nix packages libfileset library to work with local files in derivations. It abstracts over built-in functionality and offers a safer and more convenient interface. Now, the really interesting part is this fileset library tracking issue and feature request. Now check this out. So, oh no, that's the tracking of libfileset empty request source file wait a second. Merge efficient Nix derivations with file sets. Oh, there's a blog also about file sets. What are file sets? If you're using Nix to build your packages, you will eventually come across something like source. I have no idea if this actually works. The GCC call bit by the vibe is what I care about. All right. Yeah, we'll check this. But did I save it? I saved it. Separate tags, Nix. Nix choose. No. How do you open passport? How do you open bookmarks? Efficient Nix derivations. Derivation. Manage bookmarks, show bookmarks, search bookmarks. File set. How to tracking issue. Okay, here. This thing. Tracking issue. This is what I really want to do with. I like tracking issue. Remove all. This is it. Entries that unintentionally include their own Nix files. So this is a tracking issue. 13 out of 39 tasks. And it's written good first bug. And it's about architecture. So kind of in Finicil does all this stuff with architecture. I mean, those are the remains, I guess. He had this Nix Nix architecture team. He led that, and that kind of transformed into just this, you know, label. So this is, so there is something real what you can do, what I could do and contribute. Note that we can now use libfileset library tutorial to fix this now. Commented last month. All right, and I gave him a heart. Yeah. All right, so let's do the tutorial, and then maybe I will be able to kind of do something with this, you know? Yeah, that's my goal. All right. Coercion of path to strings such as the widespread pattern makes the duration dependent on the name of the current directory. It always adds the entire directory to the store, including unneeded files, which causes unnecessary new builds when they change. All right. File sets. Welcome to file sets. A file set is a data type representing a collection of local files. Oh, it's like a type. A type is a collection of related values. A file set is a data type. It's a type, right? Representing a collection of values of local files. But now we have a file set is a data type, a collection of local files. Okay. Well, that makes sense. File sets can be created. So what's a file set again? A collection of local files. Okay, so file sets can be created. Yes, local files can be created. They can be composed and manipulated with the various functions of the library. You can explore and learn about the library with Nix REPL. Oh. So, do I have an open? Yeah, I have. What's this? Oh, this is Haskell. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Haskell. It was nice seeing you. Okay, Nix REPL, F channel, NixOS 2311. This is cool. So Nix REPL, F, and we kind of import 2333. Someday will be that. 2311. So it's downloading. And now we can like play with the library. I guess it would be nice to play with the library as well. I like playing around. I mean, like in like musical etudes type of a way. Wait, let's read. So Nix REPL fs is libfileset. Okay, so yeah, so this is like a short. We just so that we don't have to type this. So that we don't have to type each time. We're going to put this into a variable. All right, added 19,008. Oh, okay. So let's do fs equals libfileset. Right. If I do just fs, okay. Difference. Oh, difference. File filter from source git tracked may be missing. Intersection to source trace val git tracked with to list unions. This is cool. Be nice to pretty print this. But yeah, let's see. The trace function pretty prints the files. Oh, pretty prints the files included in a given file set. All files in directory trace home user. What's the fs trace? There's a trace. fs. Oh, I see. What's the type of it? Let's see. A type of fs trace. A function. What's the type of fs toList? A function. Be nice to see a type. Okay. fs trace and null. fs trace null. What's it gonna do? Trace home stable joy, all files in directory null. Trace null. All right, the trace function pretty prints the files included in a given file set. Null. Oh, would it work like this is the home directory, I guess. Wait, I have a dev. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, wait, like, do I have like, what do I have? Dev? Do we have some files? Do I have some files? I don't even know. Dev. Well, I have files in my home. Why I didn't show them? Dev packaging. I have dev packaging. Null. But why is it saying null? What if I do this? Default.next. All right, it's showing. So probably it would show fstrace here. Lambda stores default.next file set. No, all files in directory. Right. Okay. Not sure what this means. Pretty prints the files included in a given file set. All functions that expect a file set for an argument can also accept a path. Can also accept a path. Path. In sh builder sh. Path must contain at least one slash to be recognized as such. For instance, builder sh is not a path. It's parsed as an expression that selects the attribute sh. Okay, this is all about paths, can include string interpolation. Nix language assumes that all input files will remain unchanged while evaluating a Nix expression. For example, assume you use the file path in an interpolated string during a Nix REPL. Later in the same session, after having changed the file context, evaluating the interpolated string with the file path again might not return a new store path. Since Nix might not read. All right, let's get back to this. Such path arguments are then implicitly turned into sets. Implicitly turned into sets that contain all files under the given path. In the previous trace, this is indicated by all files in the directory. But why is it null? All functions accepting file sets as arguments can also accept paths as arguments. Path to a file turns into a file set containing that single file. Path to a directory turns into a file set containing all files recursively in that directory. Just like in Git, file sets cannot represent empty directories. Yeah, this is showing the lib file set. Not sure. Okay, not sure. Tip, the trace function pretty prints its first argument and returns its second argument, but since you often just need the pretty printing in Nix REPL, you can omit the second argument. Yeah, this is what I did. fstrace, and we did trace, and we did this, and we get this lambda at Nix store source lib file set default.nix 225. Can we like look at this? Can I just look at this? Lambda at. Can't even copy this? Really? Source lib file set? Is it possible? Does it paste? No, it doesn't paste. No, this is from the ZFS. Default.nix. Source, Nix store. Interesting. Even though file sets conceptually contain local files, these files are never added to the Nix store unless explicitly requested. Therefore, you don't have to worry as much about accidentally copying secrets into the world readable store. In this example, although we pretty printed the home directory, no files were copied. Exactly, this is in contrast to coercion of paths to strings such as in, which copies the whole directory to the Nix store on evaluation. Oh, I think this is the main thing what I don't simply understand because I don't have experience with builds like this, but it looks kind of, I can see that it's makes sense, and someone who does this, who did this, can understand this. When using the flakes and Nix command experimental features, a local directory within a flake is always copied into the Nix store completely unless it is a Git repository. This implicit coercion also works for files. Touch some file, fstrace some file. Wait a second. Let's touch a file. Yeah, let's touch just okay. We'll do the same. Let's touch some file. Right? We have a touch some file. Wait. Let's remove this. Let's go to dev and let's touch. Let's make dir, what's this, file set, cd to file set, touch some file. We have a some file. And now let's go to Nix REPL. Is this thing loaded now? Let's see, fs undefined variable. Oh, yeah, I went out. Did it remember what I did before? No, it didn't. You see, I went out. I have to import it again. Nix REPL f channel. How do I import it, like without I don't know. Let's do like that again. F channel. Okay, it's quick now. Fs equals lib file set. And now we're gonna do, I've touched it, some file, and then do fstrace and some file. It has autocomplete. Home stable joy dev file set, all files in directory. Trace some file regular. It didn't find it. Why didn't find it? Do I have a file there? Yeah, I have some file. I have some file. Why isn't it showing? Nix fstrace some file, trace home user, home stable joy, yeah, file set, all files in directory, trace some file regular. In addition to the included file, this also prints its file type. Well, this doesn't. Let's print screen this. I don't know if this is, if I'm doing something wrong, or let's do file set 1. File set 1, and I'm gonna print this too. I'm gonna print this too. No, I should copy this. Oh, again, I'm finding mistakes. No. Right. Nix REPL file set. Yeah, just gonna copy this. DHF. Wait, let's open let's just open a new page. And that's a file set. So this is a file set tutorial, right? Nix.dev. And I have this mistake. Nix REPL. Nix. And I should get a different result. I should get a different result. Yes. I should get, no, I don't want AI. I should get this instead, as in the tutorial. No. Wow. All of this. No, this is, wait a second. I copied everything. fstrace some file. fstrace some file. So when I do this, copy to clipboard, what's going on? What's going on here? This is weird. This is weird. Why am I getting, when I press on copy, it copies only the, it copies only the first. Why is this happening? Wait a second, let's try to copy this. Here you have 3 lines. This copy is fine. And let's try again this. Copied. This doesn't copy. Oh, wow, this is weird. What kind of a problem is this? Another problem. Unos problemos. Okay, so we should get this. I do it like this. And now fstrace some file. What is going on? fstrace, we should check this. Let's go to NixDev. GitHub page. Let's go to NixDev and file set. No official documentation. Use the source. Typos. Tutorials. And working with local files. What is going on? File set. Look at this. Will this copy it? fstrace null. fstrace null trace home user. Yeah, that fchannel lambda. Wait. Home user sum file. No, that's the sum file part. Sum file. Let's try this. And this copies it. This is weird. Why doesn't this copy it? Copy to clipboard. Is there something different? No. Touch some file. Nix REPL. It's a Nix REPL. Maybe. Yeah, let's see. File sets. Shell session. Oh, shell session. Shell session. fstrace. Shell session. Where is the touch file? Some file. Shell. Yeah, I'm thinking now. Maybe it's the title, this small title you put. So I'm trying to check what's written. Shell session. Let's see. Shell session. Touch some file. Shell session. Yeah, everything looks fine. What a weird, what's going on? FS trace, shell session. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is strange. This is strange. All right. In addition to that, let's continue. But I don't know. Maybe I'll report this. This is so strange. Let's try this again. When I copy to clipboard, can I inspect my clipboard? FS trace some file. Why is it only copying FS? And if I do this, it's only copying the first line. Yeah, let's continue. In addition to the included file, this also prints its file type. Example project. To further experiment with the library, make a sample project. Why is it doing this? Is so weird. Copy to clipboard. I have no idea. This is so weird. Why would this only copy the first line? Copy to clipboard. How is this implemented? Edit shell session. And there's a all right, let's do the example project. To further experiment with the library, make a sample project. Create a new directory. We did. Enter it and set up niv to pin the Nix packages dependency. All right. Let's remove this sum file. Okay, we have a file set. cd into file set. We did that. Now we're going to Nix shell. Okay, we're going to enter Nix shell p, and we're going to niv is a tool, I think, for like pinning the Nix packages, right? Run. I'm going to do niv init Nix packages, NixOS Nix packages, and we're going to pick a branch now. Nix packages branch, and we're going to do NixOS dash 2311 and close it. So we're going to do this. Let's see. I think we're going to enter now the Nix shell and call niv. Do we have niv? No, it's still going to download niv. Copying path to cache NixOS. And niv init Nix packages. Creating Nix sources, importing Nix packages, adding package Nix packages. All right. Then create a default.nix file with the following contents. I guess within that Nix shell that we are in now, we're not supposed to exit the Nix shell. Yeah. So now we're going to create a default.nix. It's taking a while now. All right, done. Initializing. Did it go out? Did it went out of the Nix? I think it went out of the Nix shell. Adding package Nix packages, initializing. Why did it go out? Because I thought like when you start a Nix shell, how do you check if you are in a Nix shell? Like how do I check? How would I see if I'm in a Nix shell from within a Nix shell? It's like the inception kind of a thing. How would I let's maybe chat GPT. How would I check if I am within a Nix shell from within a Nix shell without exiting the Nix shell? How would I check that? Check if you're within Nix shell without exiting. You can look for specific environment variables that are typically set by Nix shell, right? The most straightforward way to do this by checking for the presence of the in Nix shell environment variable echo. All right, you open your terminal and type the following command. So this is like that spinning kind of a thing what DiCaprio did. Check if he's within within the inception. So we can do echo and Nix shell. Let's do this. Echo $ in Nix shell. In Nix shell. Nothing. If you're inside a Nix shell, this command would output either pure or impure, depending on the type of shell. If you're not, it will output nothing. Using a conditional. So yeah, we are not in a Nix shell. If Nix shell, then echo, this is bash. I'm inside a Nix shell. Else echo, I'm not inside a Nix shell. All right. Well, thanks, ChatGPT. This was kind of helpful. Nix filter. This is a nice nice logo. Did this video uploaded? Yeah, I did. Yeah, hour and a half. Oh my. All right, add 2 sources. Okay, let's do the default.nix. All right, so we have to make a default.nix, and we're going to do, okay, so we're going to open up like this, and oops. Right. So what are we going to, and we have a let. We have a let and in, right? In what? In call packages build Nix. So let's go here. Systems. Question mark. Space. Built-ins. Question mark. Built-ins what? Current system. That's we are on Linux. Import what? Sources. Import Nix sources.nix. So sources question mark import. What's the question mark? Import what? Expecting an attribute name Nix sources.nix. Nix sources.nix. All right. Let's go to our let statement. Packages is what? Import sources Nix packages. Import sources Nix packages. Curly braces, and let's do this. Yeah, I guess I still don't know like the best way to, like, what's the first thing to write? Config. I'm going to do a config. There's a space here, right? Config. And then overlays. Overlays again. No, overlays are a list. And config is a set. Because it's okay. And inherit system. So we are inheriting the built-ins current system. That's kind of, is that reproducible? Yes, it is. Inherit system. And now we're going to our in what? Oops, packages in what? Packages call package, our old friend, our new friend. Call package, so that's the default.next. And build.next. And again, we are putting it an empty attribute set and add 2 source files to work with. All right, let's write this. Quit. So we have a default.next and we have a next. Next file next. What's this file type? Next file type. Oh. So add 2 source files to work with. Echo hello to hello.text and echo world to world.text. All right. Oh, hello to hello.text and echo world to world.text. So now we have a, well, it's pretty printed. Okay, default.next, hello next. What's the next? I don't even remember now. What did I do? Next. Can I go into it? Sources. Oh, created it. That's the niv. Oh my. The file has been generated by niv. Fetch file. Yeah. Look at this. Concat map strings, if built-ins. This is Nix. This is Nix code. Nix code. Okay, we're back. So add 2 source files. Okay, we have stuff to work with. Adding files to the Nix store. So files in a given file set can be added to the Nix store with 2 source. The argument to this function requires a root attribute to determine which source directory to copy to the store. Only the files in the file set attribute are included in the result. Define build Nix as follows. Only the files in file set attribute, all right? Define build Nix as follows. We need to write a build Nix. All right, build Nix. And we're going to standard environment, right? Standard environment and lib. And we're going to have a let statement. And then we're going to have an in. So what are we going to, fs, okay, we have to define it here, lib file set, probably a semicolon, exactly, and source files. Okay, source files. Source files is hello.text. So we're not going to put world yet, I guess. Source files. It's almost like, yeah, this is cool. Okay, hello text. So source files, it's one of the source files, all right. And now we're gonna fs trace source file. Okay, we're already using the first function, source files. Wait, I don't need this. Source files. Oh, it's better like this. Source files. All right. And standard, okay, now we're gonna do standard environment, mk derivation. We're gonna open another attribute set, and now a name is a file set. So this is a string, and now source. What's the source? fs2 source. So this to source And toSource is going to do what? A root. That's the root. That's the current root, I guess. And file set source files. Source files. Post install. Post install. Let's do post install is we're going to make a multiple string mkdir. Yes, goes to out. Oh, $, goes to out, and cp, you're going to copy hello text to out. Hello text to out. Oh no, semicolons. We're going to close it, close the multi-line string with a semicolon, and we are going to save this and quit. All right, so the call to fstrace prints the file set that will be used as a derivation input. Try building it. It will take a while to fetch Nix packages the first time around. So we just write Nix build. Undefined variable system. Error. Default.nix. Default.nix current system. Inherent systems. Oh, what was it written? System or systems? Yeah. This is I think D. No. Exit selection. This delete. Yeah. All right, let's try again. Nix build. It's going to fetch them again. It's going to fetch Nix packages. Yeah, that's what he said here. It will take a while to fetch Nix packages the first time around. This derivation will be built. But the real benefit of the file set library comes from its facilities for composing file sets in different ways. Difference. So adding files. First we did adding files. Let's do difference. All right. It's copying. Hello.text, and we can see here hello text, and next door hello.text running face fix up face. One other thing I would love to do is working with local files. That's a copy of 0 Hydra failures. Yeah, the file system, file set, lib file set. The tutorial, yes, but file set function located at lib file system Nix. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. So this is Nix packages functions. This is the library. Gabriela 439. Oh, Gabriela. Co-authored. Gabriela. She's great. Co-authored by Gabriela, genuinegabriela@gmail.com. 5 months ago, in 9999 years, Rebecca Turner. Oh, she's 9999 years. Gabriella. She's great. She's a really good Haskellr. File system.next. So functions for querying information about the file system without copying any files to the Nix store. Oh, this is what lib tested in libtests file system sh let inherit built-ins read dir path exists toString inherit lib address set map address filter inherit the type of path. Yeah, eventually I like to study like how Infinicil wrote this library. That'd be cool. See, these things help people a lot in so many ways. Libraries are, that's why they're so, I like it. I like the idea of making libraries because they can help ease, you know, people, and they seem to not waste the machine time and frustration time basically. So it's almost very beneficial. Is this path directory, path regular, Haskell paths in dir? This is interesting. Cabal. Oh, locate dominating file. File system. If I go to lib, file set, cert, meta. The evaluation point for lib is default.nix. Sublibraries. Liblists is a sublibrary containing list-related functionality such as liblists take and liblists IMAP. Oh, there's the take. Like take 3 from a list. These are defined in listsnix, aliases, attributes that point to an attribute of the same name in some sublibrary. Libtake is an alias for liblists take, right? Systems. Module system spans multiple sublibraries. Module system types. For proposing a change to the interface of lib, write documentation, write tidy code. What's this file set? Oh, this is the file set library. That's the file set library. The main goal of the file set library is to be able to select local files that should be added easy, safe, and lazy. On goals, efficient. Tests, benchmark. Simple benchmark against the head commit. Internal representation. So this is described, yeah, file set tree, API design, decisions, influence tracking. Wow, this is really nice to learn from. No intersection for lists, intersection base paths, empty directories. Wow, this is like work. This is such a big project. Benchmark default internal tests. 3 months ago, last commit. What's the default? Basics. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is so much. Trace, print, let in sec print. What's this? This is Nix code. To trace, root, and it's so commented. This will be good to study. Else, if, else throw, lib file set to source. Else if, else if, else. Yeah, Okay, let's move on. Difference to be able to copy both. How long is this tutorial already going? It's more like an exploration into file sets, 1 hour and 10. And I'm going to do a little bit more. To be able to copy both files hello.txt and world.txt to the output, add the whole project directory as a source again. Oh. So we have to change this. What do we have? So we have to change the build.nix. Build.nix. Standard environment lib. Environment let fs lib file set source files hello.nix. Oh, we're gonna remove source files hello.txt and we're gonna just put this in fs trace source files root source files. This all remains the same. Post install and cp. Oh, we're gonna put now cpv. We're gonna put it in a side of an attribute set hello and world. Oh, text, right? So this will, I guess, include both files. This is nice. Hello and world dot text into out. And this will work as expected. So Nix build. This derivation will be build hello and world. We see here shrinking paths. However, if you run Nix build again, the output path will be different. What? Yeah, look. What's the output path? HBZ and it starts with 6. HXKS and starts with 8. It's a different file path. Oh wow, why? The problem here is that Nix build by default creates a result symlink in the working directory which points to the store path just produced. Yeah? LSL result. So what's the problem? LSL result. Right. Oh, easy A is not showing. Wait a second. Easy A result. No, it's not. Next door. Since source refers to the whole directory and its contents change when Nix build succeeds, Nix will have to start over every time. Since source refers to the whole directory and its contents change when Nix build succeeds. Nix will have to start over every time. This will also happen without the file set library when setting source directory. The difference function subtracts one file set from another. The result is a new file set that contains all files from the first argument that aren't in the second argument. Use it to filter out result by changing the source file's definition. Build Nix, standard environment lib let fs lib file set, okay. Source files fs difference result in. Building this, the file set library will specify which files are taken from the directory. Really? So it's saying to us that source files, we use source files fslib file set, right? We removed this and we use fs difference and we put the root and then result. I mean, we put it like dot slash dot dot slash result. So now now if we build this expecting, wait, I made some fs trace source files. I accidentally deleted something. Already at oldest change. Yeah, the U is already new. In. I deleted the in. Let in. Oh yeah. Home dev file set build nix default nix hello nix nix worldtext. Building this, the file set library will specify which files are taken from the directory. All right. An attempt to repeat the build will reuse the existing store path. So let's look at the store path. 25IKN. 25IKN. Wonderful. Oh, this is because before it was doing all over again and it took longer than now. Now it's really quicker, faster. Missing files. Union. All right, let's stop here. I need to stop. So I was doing the ZHF campaign before this, hour and a half, and it not much success, but it was very interesting. And yeah, I watched a little bit of Eric Meyer. This is wonderful. He's wonderful. He's really wonderful. And so this was like the file set tutorial. And next time we're going to be continuing from the missing files. All right. Thanks.